everybody to another late night stream, and tonight we are doing U-boat again. This is the submarine simulation where you slip into the role of a German submarine commander in the Second World War. And we are using that beautiful opportunity of the game to do a complete walkthrough through the game, through the war, along the game. And that means we started in the very beginning of the war with a tiny Type 2 submarine, earned our merits, finally got awarded a Type 7 command, and were able to fulfill a lot of missions in the North Sea and the close Atlantic. Back then, at one point, we moved our home port from Wilhelmshaven to La Rochelle, and this allowed us to go deep into the middle of the Atlantic. Also there we were successful and finally got awarded the opportunity to place milk cows. So this is kind of mobile fuel stations, large bulky submarines where we could restore and refuel, and this was and is the only opportunity for us to reach the western shores of the Atlantic. And we did the Operation Drumbeat there successfully. We did the attack on Aruba, went back, changed our home port to Bergen, and did a lot of missions here to finally fulfill the necessary tonnage for the Arctic convoys, and that we just succeeded within the last stream. So by the way, we could remove all these marks here. By this you see that I'm playing on pretty high difficulty level, not having enemy ships marked on the map, so I have to do all that reckoning and navigation manually. So after the last mission we luckily returned home, and now let's have a look at the condition of our submarine. And my plan now is to finally go for the Strait of Gibraltar and slip into the Mediterranean. By now it's mid-August 43, which means that we are almost 4 years into the war by now. And well, since the very beginning I did stream mission after mission, and since a while I'm also uploading them to YouTube, so welcome YouTube watchers just as well. But of course I'm particularly fond of my dear friends on Twitch, accompanying me on all these missions over the last months, almost a year actually that it took me to do all that in my little late night streams that I did week by week. So guys, let's check. The discipline, we have a fatigue of -4. This is still alright, no reason to send the crew on shore leave. What about the stores? Let's take a look. Okay. We are gonna need more potassium absorbers. On our last attack there was something like, over some periods there were something like 12 escort ships chasing us, so in total we were submerged for many hours, and we had to use the ventilation system and a lot of potassium absorbers to actually keep the air breathable in the submarine. yeah, we didn't use our storm torpedoes, but we used, if I remember right, we fired 9 bow torpedoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, it's 9. And actually 7 of them did hit their targets. So we fired 3 torpedoes on 3 ships and sank all 3 of them, which is, I think, a good success if you consider that I am playing on high difficulty level, where you really have to manually figure out the course or angle on bow of the ships, of the targets, their speed, their distance. So there is a lot of margin for errors. And yeah, so still, in 2 cases, 2 of the 3 torpedoes hit. In 1 case, even all 3 torpedoes hit. And we did sink the guys. 1 big baby, 1 tanker actually, and 2 C3. And it took us quite a lot of coffee to keep the people awake. So let's see that we get all that stuff back into our stores. Hey, hey, yippee up. How are you doing? So end of the week, and now we have a long weekend, at least around here in Germany. Tomorrow, Good Friday, it's a day off, and Easter Monday is a day off as well. So it's kind of a public holiday from Friday to Monday. Show me what you've got. Items, yeah. Let's get the coffee. The rest is still fine. And now about the torpedoes. Bow torpedo tubes. Ah, come on, I don't want to have 2 of those sound seekers. So I think I like to have this load out here. The T1 is the steam powered torpedo. The T3 is the electrically powered torpedo, and okay, the steam powered torpedo actually comes with the best pistol, most reliable pistol, but the PI2 pistol of the T3 of the electric torpedoes is also fine. So usually I take both half and half, T3, T1, and then, if available, 1 or 2 T5, which are the sound-seeking torpedoes. Yeah, okay, all right. So that's yeah, that's nice. I mean, yeah, I would actually call myself religious as well. Well, not say strongly religious, but religious. So that's this. Now, what about the storage of the torpedoes? Yeah, as I said, let's do it 50-50. Yeah, I don't want to use these torpedoes which have a PI1 pistol, because this is, I think, pretty unreliable. Okay, let's get one more of these sound-seeking torpedoes.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm just a bit skeptical about these data being uploaded in the stream. I mean, we did it before, but I somehow do have a bad feeling about that in terms of kind of, yeah, virus prevention or something. It's a bit against my principles, in principle. So that's the torpedoes. We've got all of them on board. Now, not forget to refuel. We didn't use the deck gun. Did we use the flag? I think we didn't. Now food. Yeah, let's top off our sausages. And, well, yeah, let's get the canned meat as well. And then here we have quite a lot of vegetables, so that should serve us well. And finally, the equipment. And that should do it. Let's briefly check. Each of our radio men should have 5 medkits. Each of the engineering guys should have 5 repair kits. That's fine. Mr. Schulz is free. Mr. Lamprecht, a repair kit. Ah, yes, and before I forget it, I think I dropped one of these sonar decoys. Didn't I? Thought I did. Okay. Well, obviously I didn't. Yes, I do have Discord, but yeah, I always wanted to update my account there. Hey, come on, I promise I'm gonna do that over the Easter holiday now. I'm gonna update my Discord profile and I will send you my contact there. So now the U-boat will be off duty for 5 days to get all the stuff on board. Yeah, you're right. It's been quite some time ago that we first talked about my Discord account, and yeah, I'm a bit yeah, how would you say, I am a bit behind the schedule. So here we are, we have the stuff on board. So, well, let's give it a save, and I think with this, I give it a new name, W388. And with this, I think we are ready to start a new... well, let's check. Do we have prisoners on board? No, we haven't. What about specialization? No available point. So yeah, indeed, we could check what to do next. Patrol, 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 but we don't get join the Brest flotilla. Request a new set. Yeah, come on. I want to have the... Why don't I get the mission set? Come on, let's join the La Rochelle flotilla for now, and from there we can maybe get that other mission. Let's travel to the port of La Rochelle for now. And from there we might get the mission towards the Mediterranean.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
I think I would like to go the long way and not through the English Channel. Let's do it like that. And oh no. Oh no. So good idea not to get out. The port is under attack. There they come. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So many. 8, 9, 10, 12. So that was good luck. A few minutes earlier and we would have been caught out there. So what is our air defense doing? Yeah, they are working. Yeah, I won't go out like that. That would be stupid. Hey, look at that. It looks like they're retreating already. Hey, awesome. Nice to have you in, and thank you very much for the follow. And good morning. Yeah, from your name and from that greeting, I follow that you are watching from Australia. And I think you have been in the chat before, right? So thank you very much for joining and for the follow. That's much appreciated. So let's see. I think it would be a little while now until it's safe to get out. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So because of that great difference in time, it's pretty seldom that we have Australians in the stream. But yeah, even the greater that you found your way towards us. Around here it's actually 20 minutes to midnight. That was a short attack. Are they still out there? Are they still out there? I think they are. Yeah, we should avoid at all costs to run into this enormously large group of airplanes. No chance actually to survive that. Okay. They are still around. Maybe we should just do a bit of time acceleration. Contrail spotted. Yeah, we could report that to the headquarters, although we are probably not the only ones who did observe it. Okay, 740. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, in principle, nothing special, but I still find it fascinating. Alright, yip yap, that was nice that you dropped in. Hope to see you soon again. I'm definitely gonna do quite some streaming over the Easter holidays. So let's do a bit of time acceleration. Here we go. Maybe wait 20 minutes.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
We still get that message of airplanes. Now let's give it a save and let's get going.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
There we are on the way. I love the graphics. They really do a nice job about that.
Ich benötige etwas Unterstützung. Ich benötige etwas Unterstützung.
Alright, so traveling to La Rochelle. That should be more of a routine, hopefully.
Herr Kaloin, wir befinden uns in flachen Gewässern. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Half past 5 in the afternoon. Now approaching 6 o'clock, which is actually change of watch.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Navigation besetzen.
Yeah, let's see that we keep up a good navigational correctness.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Natürlich, Herr
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Natürlich, Herr Kommandeur.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Bestätige.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Yeah, we are sailing all the way around the British Isles because we want to avoid the passage through the English Channel.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Wird erledigt. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Funkmesssignale geordnet. Teilung 315 Grad.
Okay, radio signal. Let's give it a save. So that's a radar signal actually. W389 315. 315 would be, let's see, minus 45, right? Somewhere there. So I wonder if I should ready the anti-aircraft guns. Mr. Schultz, please be so kind.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
Okay, yes. A cruiser, yeah. I think I've never sunk a cruiser in the game. But usually I don't go after men of war because you don't get the tonnage accounted for. The only thing that counts in the game is the merchant tonnage. I once sank a battleship, but that's already quite some time ago. So I usually try to save my torpedoes just for merchantmen. And yeah, only in case that things get tight and some escorts are chasing me. Then sometimes I try to sink them with a sound-seeking T5 torpedo. So, do we still have the contact?
Herr Kapitän?
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Could be over there. No, no. I mean, it depends on what you understand under counting. So when you sink a man of war, you get a reward in terms of budget, you get a reward in reputation, but it definitely doesn't count for tonnage. 100% not. I hate to be a smart ass, but I'm really pretty sure that in terms of tonnage, the men of war don't count. So now, is there planes coming in? Maybe they're passing by without noticing us. That's well possible.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Yeah, let's do a bit of time acceleration. And that signal is kind of moving astern, but it's still pretty clear port. Port abreast. All right, there it goes. But it's still there, so I do not yet want to release the guys from the stations at the anti-aircraft gun. But at the moment I don't think that they are still going after us. They have passed by and not recognized us, I think. Hey, Uncle Bod. Nice to have you in. It's, wow, a 10 stream series. Great. Nice to have you in. What do you mean by burst? Did I say burst? I'm not aware. Don't quite know what you mean. So we just had that contact, that passive radar radar contact detected. I think I didn't say that either. Okay, now the contact is gone. So guys, you can get back down, step away from the guns. There they go. Yeah, very nice. So, Uncle Bot being in the stream now 10 times in a row. Yeah, guys. To Offwatch again. So, the situation at the moment is that we are changing our home port to Port of La Rochelle, and from there I hope that I get the opportunity to get orders to go for Gibraltar and the Mediterranean. That's actually the plan. So give it another save and carry on with a bit of time acceleration.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Navigation besetzen.
Okay, bad weather, but yeah, we don't care. We had a lot of bad weather there in the Nordic Arctic Convoys missions, so all is well.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kanol.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Natürlich, Herr Kanol. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Navigation besetzen.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 110 Grad. Flugzeug als eingespielte Mannschaft werden wir dem Feind 110 Grad.
Oh shit.
Wir sollten das Boot nach versteckten Schäden absuchen.
So, what do we do best? It seems to be they are close already. They are close. Yeah, guys, give me an alarm dive, please.
Auf maximal sichere Tiefe gehen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Ja.
Alright, and give me a 90 degrees course change like that. So this might become a tough thing, but I want to have one of you at the engines.
Diese besetzen.
Give me flank speed.
Schneller.
So at the moment it's not clear if we... So changing the course. No, they are... No, that's not good. That's not good. We are critically in the way. Oh, come on. That's pretty close.
Höhenbruch in der Kombüse. Wassereinbruch in der Kombüse.
Alright.
Wechseln.
Down we go, guys. Let's just hope that we don't completely go down.
Kurs setzen.
So what's the situation? We have 3 leaks.
Aktuelle Tiefe 20 Meter.
Ja, Herr Kaloin, ich kümmere mich darum.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Please do that first.
Elbefahrt voraus. Tauchen auf 50 Meter.
So, how much water are we taking? How much water are we taking? Guys, repair the stuff. Flank.
Unterstützung.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Aktuelle Tiefe 45 Meter.
Alle Luken schließen.
Close the bulkheads, please.
Tauchen auf 20
Wassereinbruch
Meter.
in der Kombüse gestoppt. Hüllenbruch in der Kombüse repariert.
Okay,
Einbruch im Maschinenraum repariert.
alright.
70 Meter.
And now turn on the pumps, guys.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Aktuelle Tiefe 90 Meter.
Tauchen auf 20 Meter.
Oh, come on, guys. We have too much. We are taking water. Not anymore, but we have just too much water in.
110 Meter.
It's still getting more. Do we still have a leak? What is it? Okay, now we are getting
Aktuelle
the
Tiefe
water out.
120 Meter. Meter.
That's just too much.
Herr Kapitän?
So what can I do to get the water out?
Meter.
So this is something that I always find a bit weird. How can I now make them get the water out?
Herr Kapitän,
Herr Kapitän.
aktuelle Tiefe 150
Kapitän.
Meter.
Herr Kaloin. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
That's all not good. We should blow the tanks.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Meter.
Not auftauchen. Schnell.
Yes, guys.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Are we getting the water out? Oh shit, oh shit. That's by far too slow. We are so deep already. So blowing the tanks just doesn't make any difference anymore. And
190 Meter.
that deep, the pump will not get any water out anymore. So, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. Yeah, okay, so the outside pressure is just too large by now. blowing.
220 Meter.
Oh God. We are not making it. We are not making it, come on. I was blowing the tanks just too late. We don't get the buoyancy. We don't get the buoyancy. Just
240 Meter.
not enough, just a bit too late. Look at that, we are slowly going down. Can we do some dynamic stuff?
250 Meter. Aktuelle Tiefe 260 Meter.
Oh shit, oh shit. That was close, we almost did it, but I did blow the tanks too late. Wow. Alright, so sorry to say that, but we are gonna have to reload. That was a complete loss, so let's see if we can do it better. Just that stupid airplane. That was time acceleration. That was one of these. Yeah, that's why time acceleration often sucks. Because the time acceleration wasn't stopped early enough. So that we could not really react. We couldn't well react on that airplane. So here we are, nevertheless. On we go.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Well,
Navigation besetzt.
yeah, I have been doing a few mistakes, a few things that I didn't do fast enough.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Yeah, maybe I should have loaded the autosave.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
Navigation besetzen.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 245 Grad.
Okay, again, signals.
Herr Kapitän,
245 degrees. $115, that's roughly minus 115, something like that. Okay, so this time we're gonna ready the flak gun again. Sorry, might be that I'm getting a bit of a cold. Let's see if we do it better now. Okay, the guys manning the anti-aircraft guns. The bosun and two of the crew mates actually. Here we are, give it a save, and then maybe I would like to go flank speed, so please manage the engines.
Äußerste Kraft voraus.
Give us full speed. And let's do a bit of time compression. Might be that they are heading in for me. If their angle is not changing, that is, well, an indication that they are heading straight towards me or straight away from me. Or it might be ships. This is something that's never quite clear.
Herr Kanoy?
Alarm! Flugzeug im Ausgeht, Männer! Lasst uns einige Schiffe versenken. 60 Grad.
Alright. 250.
Kurs setzen.
Alright, guys, please concentrate on your aim. They must be coming in from somewhere over there. But we don't have eyes yet onto the planes. We are going flank speed.
Herr Kanoy, wir wurden entdeckt.
Alright.
Bringe den Spieß gegen diese Jäger um.
So the crew obviously already has spotted them. I haven't.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Yeah, they must be more or less dead ahead, dead astern. But no eyes yet. No eyes yet. There is a signal, the radar signal. And it looks like they have spotted us and are homing in, but not in visible range yet.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Okay, if I send
Ich werde mich darum kümmern.
2 more sailors up there to increase the vision range. But Of course, this is risk. The more guys I have on the bridge, the higher the probabilities that some of them get hit by the incoming airplane. No idea where they are. Aircraft detected, they say. But where are they? They must be dead astern. Alright, we got them. Good job. Good job, guys. I think that was it. It was just one single lone plane. Pretty unspectacular if you consider what trouble we had before the reload.
Funkraum besetzen.
So step away from alarm. Let's report that to the headquarters.
Navigation besetzen. Kurs setzen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Okay, so I interrupted him while he was sending the messages. There we go. By the way, let's check the galley briefly. Discipline is fine. Another aircraft? Nah, come on.
Funktelegramm gesendet.
That's the one in the water, isn't it? Let's keep on going. Hey, come on, it's not another one, is it?
Unterstützung. Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 270 Grad.
Oh no, another plane in the dark. So in the dark it might be pretty tricky to shoot them down. So let's first give it a save and then give it a dive. W390. Better safe than sorry, guys.
Auf maximal sichere Tiefe gehen.
Aufgefechtsstationen! Anlauf beginnt!
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Okay, I don't see any radar signal, actually. Detecting radio signals. (160°). It's roughly there. Roughly port abreast. Come on, let's dive.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln. Tauchen auf 20 Meter.
Yeah, we can stay very shallow as long as they haven't spotted us yet.
25 Meter.
Yeah, you see that there is quite some inertia in the diving process. So now I said go for 20 meters. I'm curious how much overshooting we will get from that.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Yeah, we can stop the alarm.
20 Meter.
Tauchen auf
And go for 10. And I think I'm gonna rig the snorkel and continue with the snorkel. I can't
15 Meter.
Can't believe that they are gonna spot the snorkel in the dark. And if they would, it would be at least interesting to find out. So give it a save. And now let's rig the snorkel to keep on going like that.
Schnorchel ausfahren.
Yeah, we see almost nothing in the dark, but there you can faintly see the snorkel going up. And when the snorkel is rigged, the crew is gonna turn back to, well, first we have to go for periscope depth.
Auf Seerohr.
We are still something like 2 meters too deep.
Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
Periscope depth is 7 meters. I was at 10 meters, so now we should be able to turn on the diesel. Yeah. Here we are running on the diesel engines again. Yeah, we can afford to go flank speed. We can afford to go flank speed. Let's just do it and see that we get back home. Time, midnight.
benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Anblasen.
Yeah, let's remove the snorkel and get back to the surface. I think we should have gotten rid of that plane, hopefully.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 185 Grad.
Herr Kaloin,
Yeah, but they're gone already. The signals are already gone. I think we can carry on.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
natürlich, Herr Kaloin. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
And now it's foggy. Now we have a dense fog. This helps us staying hidden from the air patrols. Very comfortable.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 215 Grad.
Herr Kapitän?
Ebenso 5 gewartet. Torpedo vor 1 gewartet.
Discipline is still alright, but we could make sure that we have at least 2 types of food in the galley. So let's get some meat like that and carry on.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 25 Grad.
25 degrees, that's ahead. Okay. A lot of air patrols around. A lot of air patrols around. So, Mr. Schultz or Bosun, please man the air defenses. And let's see if they are actually coming in. Hi, Volvolu, how are you doing? Nice to see you. So, what about your work schedule? Do you have do you have a few days off as well now over Easter? Well, actually, not sure whether you actually do have these days off. Maybe not. Probably not. Yeah, well, I didn't actually, when I was up in Bergen, I just didn't get Gibraltar as a mission option, and so I chose to transfer to La Rochelle first and hope that I get Gibraltar as a mission option there. Yeah, well, yeah, if I remember right, you are working in a hospital, right? Give me 1 minute. I need to get a sip of water. Yeah, all my respect for that job. Let's see if they are passing by or whether they are spotting us.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 90 Grad.
Another one. Okay.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
No, it's this one. 90 degrees is. Oh, wow. Oh, no, I have two signals. Amazing. Maybe I would like to have the captain on the bridge to get some better observation. So the captain gets 2 cups of coffee.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Time of the day, yeah, it's evening, so pretty bad view by now. In the twilight. So is it actually 2 planes passing by? But at the moment it looks like they haven't yet spotted us. Maybe the twilight just before the sunset helps us not to become spotted. Yeah, the contacts slowly turn astern, which means that obviously they are not heading straight for us, but are passing by. Fingers crossed that this turns out to be true.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Yeah, and with this slight time acceleration, it's beautiful to see how the sun finally sets.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet. Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
Okay, this contact has vanished. And I think the other one will vanish too. Here we are. Save the game once more and carry on our course. So all this is pretty unspectacular because we are just moving from Bergen to La Rochelle.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 185 Grad.
Again. Are they returning?
Alarm! Flugzeug im Anflug! Peilung 195 Grad.
So show me
Herr Kommandant,
if you are fast enough with that. Let's go flank to prolong their time of arrival. So guys, run for the guns, please. Flank.
Wir wurden entdeckt.
All right.
Aber keine Panik. Wir machen das schon.
Okay, there they are in position at the anti-aircraft guns, so we are ready. Don't see it coming in.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
There she comes. So guys, ready? If you be so kind, please take an aim and start shooting that guy down, please. All right.
Flugzeug abgeschossen.
Nice. They got him. Good job, guys. Good job.
beenden.
So step away from battle stations.
Navigation besetzen.
Yeah, we can report that to the headquarters.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Funktelegramm gesendet. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
Yeah, we still receive the radar signal, but this is just the shot down plane actually.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 290 Grad.
290 degrees. Okay, that's somewhere over there. That's a new signal again.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Yeah, lots of air traffic. Over there. Well, so shall we just see that, assume that they would not spot us in the darkness? But of course they might spot us by the help of their radar. Yeah, we will see. Let's
Flugzeug im Anflug.
Dafür haben wir trainiert. Wir werden das gemeinsam durchstehen.
all right.
Verstanden, Kommandant.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe
So flank speed again, please.
Ich kümmere mich darum.
Let's hope that they get a good aim at nighttime as well. It's 10 o'clock in the evening.
Herr Kaloy, wir wurden entdeckt.
Mhm.
Drehen wir den Spieß gegen diese Jäger um.
Yes, please. How much ammo do we have left? Yeah, plenty of. Discipline is alright. Okay. That was a quick one. So step away from battle station. Stop direct orders.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
And again, another report to the headquarters.
Herr Kanoy?
Telegramm gesendet.
All right. Oh no. That's not. That's just the airplane that we already had. The game is really going a bit laggy. I never had that in the past.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 95 Grad.
Again. Pretty tough weather by now. Let's see if we can avoid them just by when on button. No, that doesn't look good. Looks more like they're gaining on us. They're passing ahead of us. But it still looks like they haven't yet spotted us. And then they are gone.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 15 Grad.
Yeah, that's them again. And now it might be that they're coming towards us. I guess they are. Ah. Come on. It's ships, and they are pretty close. No, I don't want to go for them.
Koordinaten setzen. Kurs setzen.
Yeah, ship's contacts. It's a big convoy, but at the moment I don't want to go for a convoy. I just want to get to La Rochelle.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 55 Grad.
55 degrees. This looks more like an airplane again. All right.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Kurs setzen.
Yeah, let's change course so that... Yeah, the best line of fire we have towards the stern. An airplane again. Yeah, that starts to become a bit of a nuisance, all these airplanes coming in here. A lot of air coverage this late in the war.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 210 Grad.
Alarm beenden. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
So again.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Ja, Herr Kaloi, ich kümmere mich darum.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Pretty rough sea by now.
Alarm beenden. Kurs setzen.
Herr Kaloi? Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kalon.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Funkmesssignale geortet. Teilung 20 Grad.
So many airplanes.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Teilung
Torpedorohr
160
1.
Grad.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Herr Kaloi, wir wurden entdeckt. Alarm! Flugzeug im Anflug!
Torpedorohr 3
Teilung 165 Grad!
Wir wissen, wie es geht.
Okay, man the deck guns, man the machine guns again.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Alles klar, ich werde mich darum kümmern.
Hi, Colin. Oh yeah, haha, yeah, you're right. My mistake.
Kurs setzen.
Thanks for the hint. Thanks for the hint, yep. Good point. Good evening, by the way, Colin. Nice to have you in again. I hope you're fine. So we are just about entering our little Easter holidays. Yeah, at least around here in Germany we have Good Friday is an official holiday, and Easter Monday just as well. And for the kids, there is also the Easter holidays, 2 weeks of Easter holidays. Ah,
Wassereinbruch im Bugtorpedoraum. Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum.
Gerät nicht mehr einsatzbereit.
Bordgerät wieder einsatzbereit. Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum repariert. Schaden am Turm. Ventile sind beschädigt.
so guys.
Zielseerohr ist beschädigt.
Oh shit, that's not good. Okay, the guns. The guns are broken. We have to dive.
Maximal sichere Tiefe gehen.
Guys, we have to dive. That's not good. Okay, that's really not good. Yeah, that was this stupid effect again about...
Ja, Herr Kaloy, ich kümmere mich darum. Ja, Herr Kaloy, ich kümmere mich darum. Alles klar, ich werde mich darum kümmern.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
The valves.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich.
Somebody has to repair the valves, obviously. Come on. We can't dive when the valves are damaged. Oh, come on, we are in deep shit now. And the guys... Oh, come on, no. We can't dive like that. Yeah, thank you. Come on, but... So that was this problem with the time acceleration. I'm not gonna take that. I just fucked it up with the time acceleration. Be back in a minute, guys. Sorry for that. But now I'm a bit angry with myself because I just overdid it with the time acceleration. And so we completely missed the right moment to defend against that incoming airplane. Yeah, we just peacefully want to do the transfer from Bergen to La Rochelle. And now we get all these air raids.
Diese besetzen.
Aircraft detected. Come on, guys. Get him. Yes, alright. Well, usually it's easy to shoot them down if it's just these single airplanes that you have. When you run into one of these kind of 12 airplanes which do the air raids on the ports, then you're in trouble. But these single airplanes you can usually easily shoot down and avoid all that chore of diving and everything. You just have to make sure that you don't do that time acceleration mistake that I did just before. So, stop alarm. And carry on.
Navigation besetzen. Funkraum besetzen.
Another message to the headquarters. Of course it's risky, you're right. I mean, in real life you would never do that. You would never have done that. In real life you would have always dived away. It would have been just too risky, but yeah, in the game it's the easier way to shoot them down than do all the diving each time. Another aircraft? No, that's just the aircraft that we already downed. Yeah, for the sake of immersion and staying close to reality, you should dive, but yeah. Come on, I just want to get to Bergen and then I want to, hopefully we get the possibility to do the Strait of Gibraltar mission then. Yeah, it's so busy around here by now, but yeah, it's 4 years into the war almost. Short of just a few days.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloy. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kanoy.
Funkmesssignale geordnet.
Again.
Teilung 255 Grad.
Again. So let's see if we can avoid it. What happens if we go a bit time accelerating? The signal is traveling backwards, which might be an indication that they are passing behind our stern. Yeah, I do have quite a bit of ordnance there against the airplanes. Yep. Hey, Raging Rick. Nice to have you in. Good evening. Hope you're fine. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm playing this game since since it came out almost 8 years ago or something. It was long in early access, and now since more than a year it is a fully grown-up game, and it's just great. I mean, it's just a small crew of developers, but they do nicely, so they have been keeping up, improving the game, and I would say by now it's the best submarine simulation we ever had. And not just, I mean, with this extension for a small development crew, but it is actually the best submarine sim we ever had. I mean, you have the whole crew actually being simulated, so it's not like you're just pressing buttons and steering a machine by that, but you are actually commanding a crew, and the crew is then operating the ship, which takes time, and you can really see the guys following your orders. And yeah, the whole thing is so immersive. You are playing in this complete open world, all the coastlines being modeled. You can go just anywhere. Well, better go where your seniors sent you, but you can go anywhere. And the missions are not scripted, but you really run into real convoys, which are really traveling along the map. You have to find them. Yeah, it's I 100% recommend it. If you are interested in diving into a submarine simulation, this one is great. It's definitely worth the money. And yeah, I'm playing it on maximum difficulty level, but you could really strip it down and make it easier. Yeah, $40, that's a bit of money, but yeah, as I said, I think it's worthwhile. If you have fun with these kind of simulations, it's just great. And look at the graphics, I love that. How the bow cuts through the waves and the spray flying up, shimmering in the sun. And you have different weathers, you have different times, so actually the different seasons are simulated. The position of the sun, depending on the time of the day, depending on the time of the year, the moon, everything is nicely simulated. Yes, right? That's pretty nice how they do it. So at the moment we are doing a bit of a chore. We are just doing the transfer from Bergen to La Rochelle. We are already pretty late in the game. I'm playing this, I'm doing the complete playthrough through the game, which means that I have started in September 39, which is now 4 years ago. And in-game, but doing the whole playthrough mission by mission actually took me almost a year to come to where I am now in August 1943. But yeah, well, I was playing it very detailed and without too much of time acceleration, and yeah, sharing all that on Twitch actually. So thanks for all of you guys joining me all the time, sharing my time. Yeah, you could do it faster. I mean, we've been doing a lot of chatting during the streams, where if you played by yourself, you would just do more time acceleration. And yeah, you can also do these things like that. As soon as your mission is ended, you can go automatically back to port and things like that. I'm not doing that. I'm really trying to play it with as much immersion as possible, and that takes time. But I think the game really gives you a good chance to adjust it to what you like. Just don't expect an arcade game. So even on the lowest difficulty level, it still takes a bit of patience, I think. So let's do some time acceleration again. I just want to get to the port of La Rochelle. Do we still have any radar contact at the moment? No, we haven't. So let's go flank, let's accelerate time and see that we get back to La Rochelle. Okay, there we have, yeah, that late in the war we have developed the technology of a passive radar detector. And this passive radar detector actually tells us when there is airplanes around. And this late in the war there is a lot of enemy airplanes around. So let's see if we can avoid this one. But yeah, looks like they're heading more or less straight for us. Or it might even be that it's not an airplane but ships. This is of course always possible, but no contact to be seen on the map, so I think it's probably an airplane. Yeah, that's right. So we are all eagerly waiting for that update in 2 weeks. And yeah, I'm playing actually on PC, but what I hear is that the game is also pretty good on PlayStation. So people in the stream actually said that it's perfectly fine. No quality difference or something between PC and PlayStation or Xbox as well. Yeah, Silent Hunter was one of these earlier pretty good series, submarine simulation series. I've been playing Silent Hunter a lot since many years, but this one I think is still considerably better. Yeah. I'm pretty glad if I can make you enthusiastic about this game. Okay. No. 10 degrees. Let's change course. I just want to make sure that I have a clear line of fire and my air defense guns are more heading backwards. So the crew is on alarm, on battle stations by now. So these symbols indicate that they are ready for repairs. So that's my repair crews by now. The airplane is coming in from somewhere over there. I'm trying to turn around so that these guys have a better line of fire. There is a game like that. There is a game called Wolfpack. I don't know if it's available on PlayStation, but on PC there is this game called Wolfpack. It's under development still, early access, and far away from this one here, but there you can actually team up with a maximum of 5 friends and really control the submarine together. And I tried that once or twice, and yeah, it's really great fun, but it's pretty complex, and so it's hard to find people to actually play it, because yeah, it is a bit complex actually. Yeah, I've been playing Silent Hunter until I found this game here. And that's now more than 5, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And back then I have been playing Silent Hunter with quite a lot of mods. And at that time my computer broke and I got a new one, and then on the new computer I just didn't have the patience anymore to install all the mods for Silent Hunter. And was then only waiting for this game here to become as good as it is now. Let's give it another save. Are they coming in now? By the way, I see quite a lot of people in the stream. I mean, for me, being just a little streamer, more than 10 people in the stream is just great. So wonderful to have you. And yeah, don't be afraid, I don't see your names, just see the number. So if you lurk, it's perfectly fine. Just do whatever you like. So now, fingers crossed that my guys here will actually shoot down the plane. And there they are. Maybe I should. Nice, we got him. There it goes. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, nice to have you in. Perfectly fine if you just lurk. But of course, making you visible in the chat is also great and always welcome. So don't hesitate to put some comments into the chat, what you think about the game, what your experience is. Or maybe even give me a follow, which would be great. But yeah, don't feel pushed, it's perfectly fine if you just watch. And stop the alarm. Yeah, so you see the guys, the off-watch guys now are going to bed, taking a rest. And at the moment Mr. Arles is my officer of the watch. And you can actually, I wouldn't go into the details right now, but you can actually determine watch groups. And I have 3 watch groups, which is 3 officers of the watch, and the crew separated in 3 equal parts. And these 3 watch groups take turns. And yeah, these turns are more or less done automatically. So that's what I think one of the great things about this game, that it's a good kind of balance between not too much micromanagement, but more like, yeah, like it really would be commanding such a boat. So there is a lot of reasonable things that the crew knows how to do by standard procedures, so that you can actually focus on the important stuff. Hey, weight loss, nice to have you in. Good evening. How are you doing? So we are moving into our long Easter weekend. Silent Hunter 3 is 24 years old, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Bit frightening to think about that.
besetzt.
I always get confused with the numbers of Silent Hunter. Was Silent Hunter 4 the last one, or was Silent Hunter 5 the last one? I think that was Silent Hunter 5, wasn't it? Just don't remember which number this one had that I played back. It must be 7 years ago that I last played it, because that was when I discovered this game here. Yeah, I'm just transferring from Bergen to La Rochelle at the moment, and I hope that at La Rochelle I get the opportunity to do the Gibraltar mission. Some more time acceleration. Oh no. So is this a new aircraft, or is it just the downed aircraft? I think it's still only the downed aircraft. Yeah, come on. No, you can always replay it. It's pretty much sandbox. Well, it's not 100% sandbox, but yeah, you're free. You have different missions, and it's often like, yeah, you can freely choose which of these missions you actually go for. And of course, it is a bit of a repetition, but I could say that replaying the game is still good fun. Because all the situations that you get are very individual. So no scripted missions, and the missions don't follow some kind of scripted plot, but they just develop naturally. You are moving on the map, convoys are moving on the map, even other German submarines are moving on the map, supporting you now and then. And so each encounter kind of naturally develops, and each encounter is different from the other. So you have to actually track down convoys, you have to do hydrophone checks. So when you go to 50 meters, then you have an enormous range of your hydrophone, which would actually indicate you any moving propeller around, and by this you then can track down convoys, and you have to tactically determine a course to intercept them, put yourselves in front of them, go to periscope depth, try to infiltrate the convoys. So that's very dynamic. Hey, not wet, just cold. Ahoy. Yeah, nice to have you in. How are you doing?
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Navigation besetzen.
Yeah, we are just transferring from Bergen to
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 340 Grad.
La Rochelle, in the hope that then we can get the mission to Gibraltar. And so we went all the way around the British Isles because I wanted to avoid the English Channel, but now since we were somewhere here, it looks like we continuously are molested by enemy airplanes. And once more here Oh yeah. So that contact is more or less dead ahead. Even here, still enemy airplanes.
Herr Kapitän?
But in the dark, maybe we can avoid the contact with this plane. Yeah, the point is when we detect their radar signal with our passive radar detection system, they are still far away and usually by far can't detect us. So our passive detection of their radar rays has much further range than their actual ability to detect us with their radar rays. Yeah, the cross section of the submarine is pretty small, and so often you could just avoid the contact. Hey, Rage and Rick, thank you very much. Thanks for the follow. That's very much appreciated. Yeah, so if you decide to purchase the game, which I would warmly recommend, don't hesitate to come back into the stream, and if you have any questions, yeah, just ask. I think the game is complex, so I'm pretty sure that in the beginning there will arise questions. But yeah, I do have quite a bit of experience with the game, and there is a lot of other people in the chat usually here who also are pretty experienced with the game. And we all love to to share our advice as far as we can. So if you have the $40 to spare, I think this game is good investment. There is still the radar contact, but it's moving astern, which means that hopefully they are passing by without detecting us. Even the stars, I mean, look at that. Here the sun has set and there is this bright shimmer over the horizon. After the sun has set, in the other direction it's dark and the stars are up there. I'm pretty sure that we would even find particular formations of stars up there. Sternbild. In German it's Sternbild, but I'm just missing the English term right now. What's the English term for Sternbild? Okay, now the contact has vanished. They are out of range by now. By the way, the wind speed is 8 knots. And still we have quite a swell. So, constellation. Ah, yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Colin. It depends. It pretty much depends. So right now I'm not looking for convoys. So sometimes it might be that you do hydrophone check after hydrophone check for 15-20 minutes and just don't find anything. But usually it's much faster. Usually you quickly run, let me not say quickly, but after a decent while you run into convoys. Right now it's maybe a bad example because I'm not looking for any convoys. I just wanted to get from Bergen to La Rochelle as fast as possible, particularly in the early game. And in these missions you have relatively high chance to run into other ships and get into a battle. So what we have right now here is not very representative. On that trip, if we would have done hydrophone checks, I think on that trip we would have run into quite a few convoys. I don't know if you remember, actually around here we did run into a convoy. We detected it with our passive radar. I just didn't want to go for it. By the way, allow me to be AFK just for 1 minute. All right, thanks for your patience. Back again. Yes, right, Colin. Good point. You also get signals or, well, radio messages from other submarines, exactly. Now and then. So we are almost there. Let's hope that the density of enemy air patrols is getting less now.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
By the way, let's make sure that we still have enough food in the galley. Yeah, we do have. Now listen to that. Now it's night and it's a thunderstorm going on. And this is also so atmospheric here. You hear the rain drumming on the hull. And well, you also can go into first person. Like, let's slip into the role of our bosun, Mr. Schultz. This is also a view that I love. So now we slipped into the person of our bosun, and we can actually walk through here. This is the crew quarters in their bunks. And there is also a game mode where you could even just do everything in first person. This is the officers' bunks. Here Mr. Strauss, our second radio man, on off watch. With this, Mr. Arles, our first mechanic. And here our first radio man with one crew hand supporting him at the radar detection system, and one crew hand at the radio, and the captain in his comfortable bunk, so he has the maximum privacy. Single bunk with a curtain, and he's off watch as well. And here, this is the central, the operation central. Mr. Sommer, one of the crew hands at the helm. And when you dive, these are the two stations to be manned for the dive planes. The map. Echo sounder, here the pump, you can turn on and off. By the way, let's check. Can we check? Yeah, we do have a bit of water in the bilge, so it's collecting. It's not a leak, but it's collecting over time, so let's turn on the pump. This is the petty officers room. And the galley. And the stores. And the big baby, the diesel engines. Engines, the compressors, and this one stern torpedo tube. And here you actually can climb up. Open the hatch and get up. So all seamlessly. Of course it's completely dark right now. You can turn on the flashlight actually. Down again, and don't forget to close the hatch. It is already closed by the watch crew up there. So that's it so far. One tour through the boat. I love it. Ah, by the way, what do we have here? And so when we slip out of the role of Mr. Schultz, he's gonna go back to his ordinary daily routine. Yeah, isn't it? That's cool, right? I love the game for that. And as I said, you also can choose a game mode which you then play completely in first person. But I tried it, and yeah, it's a bit tough, I would say. I prefer to do it like that, particularly when you stream. It's better to have a bit of a, more overview. By the way, look at how heavy the sea is by now. There is quite a swell going on and a thunderstorm going. So the waves really change depending on the weather. The Thunderbox, yeah. I remember reading James Joyce, and there I learned the term cuckstool. Which sounds a bit German, actually. Like, to shit in English would be kacken in German. So Kackstuhl, yeah. It was about Mr. Bloom in the morning after the breakfast or before the breakfast, I don't know anymore. In Ulysses, taking a rest on his Kackstuhl in the garden. So maybe I wouldn't dare to use that word freely, but it's literature, obviously. On we go.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
The Kludgy. I didn't know that one.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
I like the one Thunderbox. I think I heard that before.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
So now we are on the final run.
Funkmesssignale geordnet.
Again.
240 Grad.
So now we even run the risk of running into these large-scale air raids. 240. It's over there. Yeah, so we are so close. Scottish word for that, kludgy. Okay. I would love to spend some time in Scotland again. Did I ever mention that I once made haggis with a friend? I mean, completely from the scratch. I bought half a sheep back then from a farmer around, and with all the, how would you call it, all the guts, and we had a nice recipe and actually did it. And to our surprise, in the end it was great. Stuffing that stomach. Cooking it for hours, and well, the odor was pretty challenging. But then finally, as soon as we put a knife onto the stomach and opened it, it was actually spreading such a wonderfully, very tasteful smell. That was great. We had some nice spices on it. Yeah, when I was in Scotland, when I was living in Scotland, I just couldn't afford to go to a restaurant, so I never had a decent haggis. Only those from the fish and chips, from the haggis and chips stores. So that was actually my first and only real haggis. And it was great. Okay, yeah, alright. They are there. Let's see if we get away without a contact.
Torpedo Rohr 2 gewartet.
Flugzeug im Angriff. Los geht's, Männer. Lasst uns einige
Okay,
Schiffe versenken. 30 Grad.
then please man the
Geschütz besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
air defense.
Ja, Herr Kaloy, ich kümmere mich darum.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Alles klar. Ich werde mich darum kümmern.
Yeah, they are closing in. Obviously. No. No, I don't need you at the deck gun.
Ja, Herr Kaloy.
I
Ich
need
kümmere
you
mich darum.
at the air defense. Yeah, there is a tutorial, but when I first played the game, the tutorial was very buggy and basic, but yeah, so I never used it since then, but what I heard is that meanwhile it's pretty okay. So I don't know if anybody in the chat could say something about the tutorial. I actually avoided it back then because it was so buggy, but yeah, as I said, I heard people telling me in the chat that
Lasst uns ruhig bleiben.
that it is working by now. Yeah, and the good thing is the difficulty settings. There is a lot of mouse over explanations where you really get told what the difficulty settings do. So you might spend a few minutes on these, but it's pretty well explained so that you know what you get depending on which difficulty settings you actually take.
Torpedo Rohr 3 gewartet.
So now yeah, please fire at the aircraft when they are coming in.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
Okay, there it is. There we see the plane coming in. So now, please, the bosun, Mr. Schultz, and 2 crewmates at the guns. Come on, guys, open fire. Don't let them get too close. Why don't they?
Feindliches Flugzeug abgeschossen.
Very good. Good job. All right. So, step away from battle stations, stop direct orders, relax everybody, going back to off watch if you're not on watch. And yeah, we want to report that back to headquarters, having shot down another guy.
Telegramm gesendet.
Now on the final stretch. Oh no, come on. Nah, that's the downed airplane. That's not another one, I think.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 80.
Come on. Oh, it's so many airplanes around. Yeah, I don't know. There might be also a few guys in the chat who play the game on PlayStation, but I'm not sure. Now let's see if we can avoid that guy. It's so busy, so many planes patrolling by now, while it's late in the war. End of August 43. Maybe we get away without them going after us. Looks a bit like that right now. But we still get the signal. We still get their radar signal. Let's just hope that they're not homing in for us. Ah, okay, there we got rid of them. The weather has calmed down. The sea is pretty flat. Well, not completely, but we don't have too much of a swell, just a bit. Hey, Lord of Choco, long time no see. Great to have you in the stream again. Yeah, I'm fine, perfectly fine. 2 weeks. 2 weeks till the new DLC So Thursday, the week after next week, in a fortnight, to put it like that. Aliens Dark Descent? Okay, don't know that one. What is it about? Or what is it like? By the way, I hope you're fine as well. So, I think most of us, we are preparing for a few days off, probably, over Easter.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Natürlich.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 355.
Alright, dead ahead. More or less dead ahead. That signal. Come on. Okay, interesting. 4-man squad, so do you do it, I mean, is it a team game online? Or are you controlling the 4 people locally? Is it co-op or single player?
Herr Kaloin?
Okay. So the message said that there is a signal dead ahead. Yeah, and it is, so... Okay, sounds good, sounds good. I think I'm gonna check that out. So, you might have seen that I had been streaming XCOM. Only point is that I think for you, the watchers, it's maybe not that great a game to stream. So much tactical considerations and everything. But the game itself is great. So where is it located? I mean, the map that you're on, is it in a spaceship? Or in on a planet, or...
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 350 Grad.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sounds interesting. Yeah, I really love the XCOM approach. I mean, it's a bit like also... what is it? Let me briefly check in my library. Here, Jacked Aliens. Jacked Aliens. This is also a game which I quite like, where you have this approach, which is the combats like you have it on XCOM. And with a bit of a storyline. Pretty much like that one. Yeah, it's just like these storyline-based games. I'm never the guy who actually manages to do a complete playthrough. So I'm pretty proud that I am now something like 80% through this game here in the playthrough. Wow, in real time? That sounds pretty challenging. But it's not first person, it's still this kind of top-down view, right? Yeah. Okay, sorry, I have to be AFK for 1 minute. Be back in 60 seconds. Alright, so let's hope that we can smoothly go into the port of La Rochelle now and then get our mission towards the Mediterranean. Well, I don't know. I'm a bit suspicious. Maybe this is one of these large-scale air raids. Wings. They're in front of us. We are getting close to the port of La Rochelle. I already had that before, that I ran into one of these massive air raids. They seem to be circling in front of me. Ah, come on. It's a bit weird, this behavior of that contact going to and fro in front of us.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Flugzeugmänner, lasst uns einige Schiffe versenken. 300 Grad.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Alright, guys.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Ja, Herr Kaloy. Ich kümmere mich darum.
Crew manning the guns again. Let's change course
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
so that we get the guns bearing.
Zeit, unseren Mut zu testen, Männer.
Let's just hope that this is not one of these large strike groups going for ports. Let's do a new save, just in case. 9-1. Yeah, did they spot us? Are they coming in? Yeah, let's go for the cinematic view. Ah, there. There it is coming in. But it seems to be just one single plane. Okay, I think these are a bit more dangerous. So, guys, please. Open fire. In due time. Another Wellington, yep. Get him down. I'm getting nervous. So I think that guy does have depth charges to drop. And also has these rockets. Nice. We got them. And down they go. Another one. Alarm enabled. Stop direct orders. Mr. Hinrich, please report.
Raum besetzen.
Report that to the headquarters.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Telegramm gesendet. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
No. Come on.
Herr Kaloin?
More airplanes around. Hopefully not at the moment.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet. Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
So here we are closing in for La Rochelle.
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet. Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Hey, great. Raging Rick. Yeah, thank you very much for the feedback. So, I don't think that you would be disappointed. Good choice. Good choice.
Herr Kaloy, wir befinden uns in flachen Gewässern.
Yeah, so don't hesitate to give us your questions if they arise.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Yes, in the beginning you would probably. So here we are. Look, I mean, the graphics is still relatively basic but very atmospheric. The sunset over there, the deep clouds, overcast, and there the shores of that island in front of La Rochelle. And there is a lighthouse. This I like particularly, how they do the lighthouses in the game. Here, look at that, in the rain. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Hasn't been a while that we were in the port of La Rochelle.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
So,
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
yeah, let's reduce speed and look at that. How nicely the port is actually modeled with the two lighthouses to the left and the right of the port entry. Yeah, here in La Rochelle there is even a bunker across the lock. There we get in, and look at that. I love that. This lock separating the port from the tidal waters of the sea. So at the moment there's not much of a difference, just a bit, you see? So they're gonna lift the level of the sea just a bit. It's a bit higher to the left. Inside. And there we go.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Alright, here we are. Mission completed. There was not much that we did. That was actually just about the transfer. Give it a save. And let's report to the officer. Okay, U-boat class been gold 5. 40 war patrols for Mr. Schneider. He's our second mechanic. And what about the captain? Completed assignment, he gets a few points. And here we are. So we did shoot down a few of them. Planes. Crew experience has been increased. Crew specialization point gained. So that's good.
Herr Kapitän?
So that's here one available point. So now I can make up my mind if I want to train one of the crewmates in diving, silent running, or discipline. Yeah, fast diving makes sense. So question is who? Most of them are already trained. Mr. Forstmann, so you are gonna be trained in fast diving. And here we are.
Benötigen Sie, Herr Offizier? Sehen Sie sich die Lagerbestände an.
I think we are fine with just everything. A bit of coffee. The rest, full torpedoes, fuel, refuel. Yeah, we fired a lot of rounds with the flag gun, but nothing else. Food. Yeah, replenish the sausages, vegetable, alright, and this one here just as well, so perfectly fine. Equipment. Yeah, we are fine with that. U-boat is off duty for 22 hours to get the stuff on board, and now let's keep fingers crossed that with this now we can actually go for the Gibraltar mission. Give me 60 seconds again.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet. So, fingers crossed that we get the Gibraltar mission available.
Ihr Verbindungsoffizier die Befehle vom BDU. Dies sind aktuelle Einsatzbefehle vom BDU. Streng geheim.
Last stand. We only get the last stand. Maybe it's too late already now for the Gibraltar mission. Let's try. Rendezvous with the Japanese submarine in Interesting. That would be an interesting mission, but passage through the Strait of Gibraltar. This is what I want to do. Let's select this one. Difficulty high. The Battle of the Mediterranean is in full swing, and our success in Africa depends on the outcome. Headquarters has decided to create Mediterranean U-boat flotillas, but joining U-boats must get through the heavily guarded Gibraltar Strait. Reach La Spezia, yes. Nice. So of course this reminds all of us to the movie, right? Where they state like, if we want to slip through Gibraltar, wir müssen den Kahn mit Vaseline einschmieren. So in principle we are ready to cast off. Get there. Yeah, this is going to be tough. There is a port, the port of Gibraltar, Royal Air Force, airfield. Yeah. Do we have everything we need? I think we have. Let's go.
Kleine Fahrt, voraus.
Let's cast off.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
And hope that we don't run into any air raids while leaving La Rochelle.
Ich hoffe, dass wir es schaffen, ohne zu viel Aufmerksamkeit zu erregen. Gibraltar wimmelt von Schiffen der Royal Navy.
Yes.
Ein einziger Fehler und wir werden in Stücke gerissen.
Mr. Strauss, you're completely right. Yeah, right. We need to try to do that at night. Yep. Look how beautiful they have modeled the harbors.
2 gewartet. Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Alright, there we are. Go cruise speed.
Lenzpumpe ein.
Yeah, a bit of water collected in the bilge. And the discipline is still 100%. Fatigue is down to -6. So maybe I should offer 3 types of different food. Yes. Let's also offer some vegetable. So now we have a positive budget in terms of discipline.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Wird erledigt, Herr Kanone.
Now again 2 o'clock. Change of watch. And on we go. 6 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Schulz takes over.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
3, 4 hours. 4 hours, 8 bells.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Erledigt, Herr Kalon.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Jawohl, Herr Kalon.
Funkmesssignale geortet. Peilung 165 Grad. Herr Kapitän?
Okay, aircraft again. But maybe we could avoid them.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet. Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
So far out here. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, there must be a task force around with a carrier, right? I fear.
Los geht's, Männer. Lasst uns einige Schiffe versenken.
Once more.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Herr Kaloy, wir wurden entdeckt.
Bleibt wachsam, aber keine Panik. Wir machen das schon.
Aircraft from Gibraltar, yes, but what an enormous range. So they could come from here down to there or from there up. Yeah. Right. Aircraft detected. They're coming in. And there we have them. Let's change course and go flank.
Feindliches Flugzeug erfolgreich
Alright, we got them. Step away from battle stations.
Funkraum besetzen. Kurs setzen.
Funktelegramm gesendet.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Alright, so it's getting late. Yeah, they have a long range, yep, that's right. Yep, it's getting late around here in Europe. For me, it's 10 minutes to 3. Of course, I can sleep long tomorrow, don't have to work, but still, yeah, we're gonna have breakfast with the family, not too late. So, well, actually with my wife, because our kids already took the train to the grandparents with their cousins. Yeah, so we will have a comfortable breakfast tomorrow, and I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow night again, and I think I'm gonna continue U-Boat. So guys, thanks for watching. It was a pleasure to have you in. So many people watching. The stream was pretty crowded. I mean, like, don't compare it with these large successful mega streamers, but if I have a few more than 10 people in the stream, that's very nice for me. Hey, Aqua Icing, yeah, nice that you show up in the chat. So I think you were watching, lurking for a while. So great to have you. Well, I don't know, because yeah, you from over there, from Canada. It's always this thing about the time difference. Yeah, great. Okay, so great to have you. And yeah, you still have a bit more of the Thursday. Probably we are already almost 3 hours into the Friday. So have a good one, guys, and see you tomorrow or today, however you see it. Hey, yippee up, you're still there. Great. So have a good night as well over there on the other side of the pond. Colin. Yeah. Have a good night as well, Colin. And Raging Rig. So if you're still there, great news that we managed to convince you to get the game. I think it's a good choice. Lord of Choco, it was a pleasure to have you back in again. And Not Wet Just Cold, you briefly showed up, and Weight Loss just as well. So if you are still there lurking, have a good night. Uncle Bot, if you're still there, same for you. Good night. And Aussie, if you're still there. Aussie Jim, if you're still there. Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you in from Australia. So this time shift is amazing. So would be great if you drop in now and then. Yeah. Hey, yippee yap. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that feedback. That's very kind of you. Have a good night, guys.